Good morning slash afternoon, Speed Gaming 4. Hope you guys are hype. I am here joined by Poplars on the first round of the Dash Super Metroid Rando tournament. Are you as hype as I am, Poplars?
I honestly couldn't be any more hype. Just, being able to be here to help out with all of this, to watch these amazing races, it's going to be an absolute blast. There is honestly not a bad match in any of these brackets.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic day. We're doing all of the races, the whole tournament in a single day. So you have from now until sometime tonight a ton of Super Metroid randomization, and we are using the Dash randomizer. I'm going to mess up the acronym. Uh, dynamic and no wait,
Diversity and selective
diversity.
haste.
Yeah, diversity and selective haste. So there's a few differences that the Dash randomizer puts in. The first thing you'll notice is that our runners will start with a weaker version of the charge beam. This means that technically they never have to hunt for ammo if they don't want to, but it is quite a bit weaker. In fact, I think it's something like 19 or 23% of the regular charge beam shots.
30%.
So is it 30%?
Yep.
Excellent. So if they show up to Mother Brain with just ice, that's going to be a 700 shot or so Mother Brain, which I don't think anybody's going to want to do. And we are underway with Toasty versus Zeb in the first round of the tournament.
I don't know about you, but I'm hoping for that 700 shot Mother Brain, the dream.
Well, Asher is in the tournament, right? So I think if anybody's
We
going to
might
do it,
see it.
it's going to be him. And he's definitely got that experience to be able to do that.
Yes. There are also some other changes with this Dash randomizer. For example, bombs are going to open Wreck Ship Reserve location. Spazer's going to open up Waterway and Botwoon Hallway. And pseudo screws and special beam attacks will do full damage with the starter charge beam. So if you want to X Factor Ridley, Fantoon, Dragon, you even want to X Factor Kraid, you can be doing full damage with just that starter charge.
Yes, and we got Vanilla Morph here. It's also interesting to note that none of these changes are taken into account when it comes with the logic of the seed. Like the intended path doesn't take those changes into account. So if you do find Spazer, going to Waterway might actually save you quite a bit of time, as the intended route may have had you running all over the place to find speed before heading to Waterway. We got just a reserve tank up in the ceiling. I think that's about the worst major item you can find there.
Early on, I would have to say they are definitely good to pick up, because if you're not finding E-tanks, but you find all four of those reserves, you do still technically have health for your hex runs.
That's true. That's true. I also noticed we have only picked up missiles and supers so far, which means we're going to have one of the interesting items at Bomb Torizo. We're going to have either bombs, speed, or screw attack. There is no more minor items that these runners can check until they pick up whatever is at BT. So I'm always a sucker for an early speed seed. I think it's literally just that I really like that short charge to get through Parlor, but it makes for an interesting routing when you get speed early, or even screw attack. Honestly,
I have to agree, it's definitely fun to see that short charge. I personally like to see that Bomb Torizo fight, so I'm always kind of hoping to see bombs there.
that's fair. And it would actually make for an interesting dash seed to find bombs, because as you said, that does open up wreck ship reserve, so they could full clear wreck ship with just bombs. So that's an interesting change. That is one other thing I will call out is none of these seeds have been curated or specifically selected to kind of show off dash. They're just randomized seeds. So we may see a very diverse run that includes a lot of dash tech, and we may see just your general major minor split run for a randomizer.
And Zeb's going to be the first one getting the Bomb Torizo. Let's see what he finds here.
Screw attack.
Screw attack.
That makes for an interesting decision too, because you could quite easily go check Gauntlet. Now,
Yes.
the Gauntlet item is never going to be a suit, but it could be something like ice, or in the dash rando, actually finding Spazer unlocks, as you said, all of Meridia. Well, you can get through Botwoon, I should say, in Meridia and also Speedway. But they wouldn't be able to really get out anywhere since they don't have bombs or power bombs. So it looks like both Toasty and Zeb are gonna head down Terminator, check this nature here, and open it.
Speed.
I'm so happy.
I really hope we see one of these runners just backtrack right to wreck ship.
That would be a bold choice. And also they can't because they don't have power bombs.
Ah, true. Well, yeah, that's right, because mode requires the power bombs.
Yeah, so we'll need to find some explosives. You know what? So Screw Attack opens up two interesting, for me, minor possibilities. One is Old Mother Brain, which gets forgotten and is a terrible backtrack for most runs. And the other is actually the second missile pack here behind early supers. We get some vanilla intended speed strats here.
That, the Screw Attack to get into these supers here is not an easy one to do.
It's very hard if you don't understand what you should do. If you know the movements, then it's not too bad. You basically jump, you let go of jump, and then touch it again to lower your to rehold jump, and then you push down to lower your hitbox. That kind of wedges you in a little bit, and then you do a hold angle up, do a turnaround, and spin attack right there. And he does find power bombs there. Those
very nice find.
Those logically could be the only power bombs that are available to the runners, and Toasty skipped that check. I don't think he even checked what was behind the reserve tank. I think he just went back out. So that could be a huge find for Zeb there if those are the only power bombs.
And it's looking like Toasty choosing to use Screw Attack there to be a little bit safer and not fall down the Edacune pit with speed.
Yeah, it wouldn't soft lock them. Oh, there are power bombs here. Oh, that is fortunate for Toasty and fortunate for us in the getting to watch this. That means that we're gonna have a very close race still. Like no one running way ahead quite yet. Zeb having power bombs already is going to be able to check Edacunes though, and that could also give him a nice lead. I imagine Toasty will be checking Edacunes after he does this, but we'll see what he finds.
Ooh, charge beam, full charge beam.
Getting the vanilla charge beam is very nice. That it just makes ammo so much less of a concern, and finding it early means you can skip a lot of minor checks.
Absolutely, that's going to speed up a lot of the fights he's going to have.
Yeah, one of the other changes in the dash randomizer is the number of minors in each seed. It's a very specific ratio, and I don't know the ratio offhand, but I do know that supers were toned down quite a bit, so you won't find 60 supers in dash almost ever. You'll find more power bombs, you'll find more missiles, and that's intended to make runners make a choice about going to do Mother Brain with charge or hunting around for supers.
Yes, and that exact ratio is going to be 34 missile pickups, 14 supers, and 18 power bombs.
Yeah. One other change that we haven't mentioned, and it is going to come into play right now, is Toasty finds Gravity. Gravity Suit does provide a bit of heat protection. In the general randomizer, it provides none. In Dash, it provides a little bit, which makes lower Norfair without Varia a possibility if runners have the health and/or ammo for Crystal Flashes. But this seed so far has been quite generous. We've got Gravity, Speed, Screw Attack, Charge, all very early. Toasty not going back to Edacunes. He's not going to be able to pick up that Charge Beam.
Thankfully, he does have that starter charge beam, so he doesn't necessarily have to go back and get it. But as noted, again, that will definitely make Zeb's fights faster than Toasty's.
Yeah, and a lot of the big impact could be whether or not our runners find some of the more powerful beams like Plasma and Wave.
And we'll see if Zeb goes down there to check on that, which he will. He will be getting his gravity suit very soon.
And Toasty heading down. I thought perhaps they would. He might head up to wreck ship, given his speed and gravity, plenty of ammo for Fantoon. But looks like instead he is going to go down to Kraid. I guess technically, our runners are in go mode if they could have an insane lore Norfair and really lucky powerbomb drops when trying to do a flash.
That would be, even with that 50% health reduction, I'd still be looking for some more missiles on that. Just for the crystal flash ammo.
You would be wise to not head down to Ridley at this point. So Toasty doing a shine spark across to get into Kraid, using those intended sequence breaks of having speed before getting to Kraid.
And we'll see what Zeb decides to do here, whether he goes up or down. I'd personally like to see some route divergence, see him go up, but we'll see what he does.
He's opening up early X-ray, which that is a check that Toasty didn't even really think about. From what I could tell, he went straight down. This could be a great gamble for Zeb if it is something really worthwhile. If he finds Varia or high jump boots, Plasma, something like that.
Nice setup. Oh, it's looking like he's gonna have to go reset the room.
On the other hand, he's got no backups for if this early X-ray strat goes wrong. He doesn't have bombs or high jump or ice.
This is a very dangerous check to be making, so good luck to Zeb. Meanwhile, Toasty starting his fight with Kraid. Is he going to take Kraid to prom, or is he going to tell Kraid to sit down?
Kraid has sat down, and you notice he actually used the charge strat to freeze Kraid's arm and then put 4 supers in.
Ooh, X-ray scope.
And very nice early X-ray by Zeb.
X-ray being almost a little bit more powerful in these dash randomizers because you're going to always have that baby charge beam for access to that microwave beam. However, it will still be at that 30% strength.
Yeah, and unfortunately just an E-tank at X-ray, so the nice play by Zeb getting that early X-ray doesn't pay off. Getting just an E-tank. It's not the worst thing you could have found there. I think it's nice to get that health refill on your way back so you don't have to worry about any of these damage boosts. And Toasty also rewarded with a reserve tank, not even picking it up. We've seen 3 of them now, so I like that that called the easy bake microwave.
The easy bake microwave, nice.
Zeb gonna turn back on screw attack and speed booster here, heading back down, heading towards Kraid. Not gonna find anything great. We see Toasty taking the Meridia play. Gonna head into Meridia. He's got everything he needs to clear it, so could be some good stuff here, especially with such an early gravity. Speed right away in Terminator and gravity right where you need speed to get it. The seed tends to be telling you to head to Meridia.
Having a little bit of trouble with that wall jump there.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where speed plus no high jump is just throws you off a little bit.
Has that terrible jump height.
There's
the 4th reserve tank. Ladies and gentlemen, the reserve tanks are in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
One positive to finding that reserve tank, although I guess Toasty doesn't know it. That means all your other checks are going to be, you know, generally worthwhile. Even an energy tank is often nice to get just for the health refill. Now, even if our runners don't go down to Lower Norfair, doing the Bubble Mountain checks, since they have gravity, is much faster. You know, they won't take nearly as much damage checking Bubble Mountain. They won't have to refill as much, and when they do refill, it'll be much quicker to get that health back up.
And we'll see if he decides to make that save and then go check the sand pit. I don't see why he wouldn't make that save. There he goes right now.
He's heading up to Balloon.
I got javated. So he says, whatever's in that sand pit, I'm just not going to get it.
I actually really like this call because likely, you know, he could, if he finds something like Varia or High Jump or something good on this side, he may want to go down through Lower Norfair, or to Norfair anyway, in which case he would just drop through the sand pit, and so he can just check it then. You can even check the sand pit and then go over to Plasma.
And Zeb doing that single pea shooter quick kill on Kraid, I love it.
Whew.
And bombs up there at Botwoon. It's going to be a nice find. That's going to help prevent some possible soft locks. Toasty going to do a little bit of farming. Meanwhile, Zeb about to find that third chart, or that third nope tank. Third reserve.
Yeah, and getting vanilla bombs is nice. Just for peace of mind. Now, they have 15 power bombs, so it's probably fine. But now you never have to worry about soft locking. You can get the Metroids off of you if you happen to get grabbed, things like that.
Absolutely. You just honestly never know. Like, you're trucking along in a seed, you think everything is going great, and next thing you know, you're just like, well, I'm soft locked. Didn't have enough power bombs.
Yep, the worst is Wasteland, right? If you run out of power bombs,
Yep.
in between, you go up to the vertical key hunter shaft, and then you're like, oh, I'm short, and then you're like, and I can't go back.
Yep.
Finding some more missiles hasn't gotten great minor ammo. It's only sitting at 15 supers, which, since Toasty did not get the vanilla charge beam, it's not a fun amount of supers to have.
And here's our route diversion. Zeb going down, checking on ice. He's gonna find Spring Ball, validating his run. We'll see if he continues on with the hell runs while Toasty fights Dragon.
And you see already Zeb going in and out has only taken 150 damage, which is, I think, half of what you'd normally take. Oh, unfortunately, Toasty Goop sparking a Dragon.
So, one thing that a lot of runners don't think about, which I don't think anyone in this tournament will have a problem realizing, but you can, if you're not careful, get yourself into trouble with the with just gravity for your heck runs if you decide to go to Lower Norfair with just gravity. It is something that if you're not careful, it can backfire.
Yeah, it is by no means free, and it is often not very fast. So it's something, it's great as an option, but it's balanced really well in that it's not always going to be the fastest way to do things. In fact, sometimes it's much slower than just looking for Varia. But it's great that our runners have that option, which is the whole point of Dash.
Toasty gonna pick up that blue suit. Doesn't look like he's going for the spike suit, and he is going to find Spazer.
Spazer is a nice beam upgrade, especially since he still has vanilla charge. It would also open up some things that they already have access to. But Spazer, in Dash, you're never gonna turn down Spazer. And he's gonna If he
Gravity.
pauses to do this gravity jump, he will lose his blue suit, I believe. Oh, I guess not.
No.
I think maybe if you unequip and reequip speed, I'm not sure. I thought there was a way that you lose it with that.
I think it's because you're underwater, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Very nicely done by Toasty, though.
Oh,
Zeb
Zeb
taking
going for
the hard way up.
Yeah, the right side climb. He doesn't really have great other options. Nicely
there we
done.
go.
Makes it. He could spring ball jump if he wants, since he can do spring ball.
If he turns off speed booster and gets a running start out of the save room, that also should have worked.
Yeah, I think you can do it with speed from the save room as well, but all of them are pretty tight. We'll see if Toasty decides to check more of Meridia. If he's gonna, I would imagine he'll exit down through the sand pit, and then he doesn't have any way to check Shack Tool unless he's gonna Crystal Flash Clip. But he could check Ice Beam at speed for Zeb. He's collecting all of his nice items.
That is indeed a very nice pickup. Gonna definitely help in Torian.
Toasty is not checking the sand pit, so it seems like he is going to be heading to wreck ship.
Well, as we've seen in some of the qualifier seeds, Varia could be there, so let's hope for Toasty's sake he's not just skipping out on Varia.
Oh, I thought Zeb was going to set up for a cool spring ball jump, but he's just going to use ice, which is probably much easier.
It's looking like Toasty gonna go up and up to the wreck ship from here. Gonna be able to check on a few more items here in Red Tower as well. And he's not even gonna go down and check that Alpha Power Bomb.
Oh, and
Ooh,
Varia
Varia!
at the reserve spot.
That is gonna be huge for Zeb.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate for Toasty. That leaves very few useful items in wreck ship. He can find plasma, maybe, you know, wave helps damage and stuff, but we know charge isn't there. We know ice isn't there. We know Varia isn't there. Everything else is kind of optional. So Zeb's going to be heading down to Lower Norfair here and doing a very, very quick clear of Lower Norfair and then Meridia and then wreck ship.
Toasty gonna go ahead and spark right into those power bombs and continue across the moat. Now, if Zeb wanted to, he could just take his charge beam, ice beam, and suits and go finish this. So I'm assuming at this point he's looking for some extra beams to help out with that. We will see what he decides to ultimately do, however. He is indeed going right on down fair.
Yeah, I think he'll check a few things. He doesn't have great ammo, for instance, or stuff for it. He definitely has enough to do it, and he has charge and ice, so he wouldn't be worried about it. But you know, you don't really want to do even with a few extra supers, you know, 150 shot Mother Brain. It's just too easy for things to go wrong.
Absolutely, and we even saw in some of the qualifiers just how much that fight changes, slows down, or speeds up based on what the runners have. So that's also something you got to be thinking of, is how long is this fight going to take me, and will my opponent catch up because of that delay?
Toasty has to be careful here, even with Gravity Suit. You know, Fantoon can do a lot of damage. 40 damage a hit, even with gravity, so... Or 20.
So, one of the changes to the suits, or how the suits are working here in Dash Randomizer, is that each suit, Varia and Gravity each add 50% damage reduction to enemy attacks and environmental damage individually, but they stack to reach only 75% reduction to enemy attacks and environmental damage. So once you have both, you're still not at that 100%, it's only 75%.
And Zeb is going to be trying to check screw attack. He's got a few more. There he goes. First seventh try.
First try.
And Toasty finishing at Fantoon. Nicely done.
Rumble, do you know what sound a Fantoon makes?
Oh God. I bet I'm gonna find this hilarious though. I do not.
I was hoping you were gonna make the Fantoon sound.
Oh. I thought it was gonna be a joke. I was waiting for a pun or something. Zeb, I don't. Is this? I guess you can do the springboard jump without high jump.
This is a really hard springboard jump to make. Nicely done.
Space jump for Toasty. That is a nice movement item to have. It will be nice for Lower Norfair, but I don't think that's what he's looking for. Zeb taking the nice opportunity to refill on supers here for Ridley. With just charging ice, he's going to want as much ammo as he can get.
Yeah, and unfortunately, without that Various suit, Toasty's probably going to be doing a pretty big clear wreck ship.
Yeah, he will likely do a full clear here, and even worse, he knows there's items that he skipped that he didn't go back and get, like Edikun, which is charged, which is good, but also not what he's looking for.
Even with gravity, still gotta be very careful in the spiky death room of life.
He also skipped some Meridia checks, right? He didn't check Sandpit.
And didn't check Sandpit. And it's looking like Zeb's just going for it, not checking anything else. We'll see if he, I would assume he would check Fire Flea, because it's right there, it's just right there, and sees what he finds there. But this could be a very long, tense Ridley fight for him. I'm not sure I've seen him save, so I do hope he saves down here just before Ridley.
He is going to check Firefly first. That's good. We know it has to be sort of something useful. Could be an E-Tank, which wouldn't be terrible, but could also be Plasma.
Plasma! Very nice find.
Zeb has gotten very fortunate in his routing. Everything has been right where it needs it to be. It's unfortunate Toasty has had the opposite luck.
And finding Plasma there's definitely going to speed up all of his fights.
Unfortunately, not being able to see this ledge and having killed some of the fire fleas can make this a bit tough to get out. Just an E-Tank at Wreck Ship Reserve. Toasty hoping on hope that Varia is at gravity. Zeb does get that frozen fire flea to get out of there. Yeah, and finding Plasma there, I would be surprised to see Zeb really check anything, even behind Ridley. There's just not anything that's going to significantly speed up the run. Wave would be nice, but it's by no means a significant impact to the time.
Very nice spark kill on that first pirate by Zeb. And he gets the second one as well. Toasty coming up to Bowler now. Just another E-Tank.
and Toasty is now, I'm sure, feeling quite behind, wondering which of his checks he needs to go to first.
It's definitely a scary thought because, you know, by this point you got to be thinking, what did I forget? And you might not know.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see him prioritize some out-of-the-way checks here, just to gamble on, okay, I've gone a route that is not going to be optimal because I checked red ship and there was nothing there. So maybe his hope is that, you know, it's at Plasma, like Varia at Plasma or something like that, and he goes and beelines it for that to try to make that play.
And that's going to be Ridley down for Zeb, who had a very, very nice Ridley fight.
Yeah, I think I blinked. I didn't see it.
Toasty going on over to the X-ray location. I believe that was just an E-tank, correct?
It was an E-tank. I like, and high jump boots. That is certainly a nice useful item for Zeb to find there.
That is such a quality of life improvement when all you've had so far is speed booster and that jump height. I don't know if Toasty's going to go back and check Edekun's or Waterway at this point, just kind of writing him off as like an abandoned location.
Well, he's gotten Waterway already.
He has. Okay, that's right.
But yeah, Edekun. Yeah, it seems like he's not going to, which is it's fortunate. It's not really his progression item, but no check here feels good. I actually like if you're trying just to do the high percentage play, then heading down into Norfair, you have 5 items you can check in Upper Norfair, 2 at Croc. Like there's a good chance Varia's in there.
Absolutely, and unbeknownst to Toasty, making the right play in doing this. And Zeb with 2 more bosses, Dragon, Fantoon, and then, well, 3 if you want to count Mother Brain.
Using that X-ray for some intended strats and picking up the E-Tank, which tells me he might not even look for Varia if it ends up that it was at Edekun's. Looks like he's just gonna do some Lore Norfair without Varia, and that's the only reason I can see him picking up that E-Tank. Or, safety for these hell runs, I guess. The boss trackers are not swapped as far as I'm aware.
No.
Zeb has not done Dragon or Wreck Ship yet, and Toasty has done everything except Ridley.
Boss is down, though, not to be discounted, although I do think in this case it is a little deceptive because Toasty doesn't have that Varia suit.
Also, if you're not used to the way the Super Metroid tracker works, it works as in the same way that the boss statue in the game works. When they kill a boss, it goes gray. So that I know some people have been confused about that before.
And Toasty gonna go ahead and take that southern route on down to Ridley. We'll see if he stops and checks Croc along the way to try and find that Varia suit.
Yeah, Zeb is going to have a very quick Meridia here, too, with Charge, Plasma, and X-Ray. Both Bot Wound and Dragon will not last long. And
Yep.
he will be on his way to wreck ship very quickly.
And Toasty indeed going down to check on Croc.
I like this play. I think he's Toasty a better randomizer player than I am, but my guess is that he's making some risky plays after having checked that empty wreck ship. You know, this could be a case where Zeb skipped Crocomire and an important item is there.
Absolutely.
We got some microwaved snake.
So I'm just going to go ahead and bypass those bombs. Don't blame him on that.
I think likely the only item he would even think about picking up is Wave at this point, which we have actually not seen. So Wave must be very nicely done. Wave is likely at Plasma or Shaktul, it seems.
It could still be down here at Grapple as well.
That's true.
Zeb making those short charges in the pit look easy, and he's just going to go ahead and set up for the microwave strat here. He will know Dragon. Sorry, he will know Dragon is dead the moment he stands up from that kneeling position. Because the game does force you to stand up there once Dragon's dead.
Yep, and he is not even going to check what's behind Dragon. Like I said, there's nothing that can... I mean, it's at least a 20-second check with door transitions to even look what's in there. It's likely an E-tank, so just skip it and move on. Let's get to Mother Brain.
And Toasty entering that grapple location, he is going to find another E-tank.
And just missiles everywhere. Not even finding the ammo he wants without full charge here. More missiles.
Missiles. Zeb making his way out of Meridia. He's going to go right up to the Fantoon and just leave wrecked ship. That nice hundo map strat there to get back up Mount Everest and out of it. Unfortunately, not getting the spring ball jump out of that little morph ball hole there.
Yeah, that is the swaggiest of the swag strats.
And just more missiles here at the Croc exit.
Toasty will have an easier time in Bubble Mountain with Space Jump. So that'll be nice. Hopefully he checks that reserve tank first.
If he checks that reserve tank, I would wager he just kind of go modes it at that point. Just charges forward.
Oh, maybe. I mean, without charge, he still needs a lot of supers.
That's true.
He is checking that reserve tank first, so we'll see. But he's checked a lot of items. He's got 2 in Meridia that he skipped. But he's full cleared wreck ship, and he checked all of
Nice D-boost from Zeb.
all of Croc. So, but it is possible he would check the rest of Bubble Mountain on the way out. I think he really wants to find charge at this point. And unfortunately, it's going to be that if he does find it, it will be in the last place he looks.
Zeb starting his Phantoon fight. Will be able to microwave the ghost. However, to do that, he's going to have to pump a few missiles into him first.
Yeah, and for those curious how this works, the game never really expects you to have plasma for these bosses since it's locked behind Dragon. And plasma, any enemy that plasma passes through, you can use the X-ray to buffer and remove the iframes from the enemy. And so you let plasma, and while plasma is passing through the enemy, use X-ray, their iframes run out, they take damage again, use X-ray again, they take damage again, and eventually plasma does so much damage that it just kills them.
And Toasty indeed heading right on down to Ridley.
That is a good call. I think he's only missing out on an E-Tank and Spring Ball, if I remember right. Or was...
Yes.
Where was Ice? I think Ice was at
Ice was at Speed Booster, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna miss out on that.
He will likely be checking the rest of Boba Mountain on the way out, if he makes it that far.
I do like that pathing though, to come down here, fight Ridley, and then on your way out, go ahead and check Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, it's not a bad call given that he has more than enough equipment to get through Norfair. Although this Ridley fight is not going to be particularly fun with only 15 supers and Spazer with the base charge beam.
Well, he does have 15 power bombs, and baby charge beam will do full damage on special beam attacks. So we'll see if he decides to go for the Spazer SBA on Ridley.
You know, it would not surprise me at all to see Toasty do that. He's a really good randomizer runner, and he is probably thinking about that, and something that I hadn't thought about. So I would not be surprised at all to see some Spazer special beam attacks go down.
That for me is the dream right now. Spazer SBAs.
Hey, some more supers though. That's a nice find for Toasty on the way down.
While Zeb going through Torian. Oh, gets latched onto.
Probably wishes he had picked up those bombs.
And Toasty taking out those metal pirates. One with supers and one with a nice speed booster kill.
Zeb not getting too great at drops here. He'd like to have more than 7 supers, but he's fine with ammo for sure. He's 35 missiles. There you go. Get some nice drops in the last
and the
6
boost.
That's 7 supers from 3 Metroids.
I wish I could get that luck.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Toasty starting his Ridley fight off with 6 supers, 7 supers. Looks like he's just gonna go ahead and drain those.
It does normally take 30 supers to kill Ridley. They do double damage to him, 600 apiece. Missiles do normal damage, so he went in with just under 20. He'll have about 6,000 damage to get through with missiles and Spazer, and hopefully some Spazer special beam attacks. Come on,
Zeb
Toasty.
taking a hug from that baby Metroid.
Oh, doing it.
Here we go!
Oh, he's using power bombs the normal way. How disappointing. The power bombs do 200 damage apiece to Ridley, and they can double hit for 400.
Unfortunately, Ridley is programmed to avoid power bombs, so you do want to try and plant them towards the middle of the room.
Yeah, you can actually use them this way to just kind of keep him off of you, which is the strat some people use in categories like low ice to get those 5 power bomb hits in, that extra damage.
It's either that one only hitting the once because Ridley swooped away in time.
Zeb with a nice Zeb skip.
And Toasty kind of getting down there in hell. Definitely not a friendly fight here that Toasty's having.
No, and this charged Spazer Beam is not going to do a ton of damage to Ridley. It will kill him, and he is almost dead, I'm pretty sure. But needs to play it safe.
And he's out of power bombs, so no Spazer SBA's coming out of Toasty.
And I believe
I think he's dead.
Zeb with the charge ice plasma is 30 shots. Is that right, or 30 something?
I'm not 100% on that. I know if he had wave, it would be 20 shots.
All right, something more than 20.
It's at least one.
Zeb is going for stand-up glitch here, I believe. Looks like he got his health down. Going to take one more hit. Whew. Always a little bit nervous
scary.
there.
Now, Zeb, thankfully having X-Ray here, not in a whole lot of danger of soft locking. It could still happen if the baby Metroid sticks at the wrong place when he's full on health. But if he gets forced into the kneeling position during any point of this, he'll be able to get back up by activating that X-Ray scope.
Yeah, the way stand-up glitch works, I can't explain the very technical details of it, but if you have a very specific range of health, Mother Brain assumes you're dead from the rainbow beam, and you can stand up, and as long as you are not touching the floor when the baby Metroid clips onto you, you can keep jumping and shooting Mother Brain. While Mother Brain is in that kind of sepia tone, she is starting to take damage, and you can get a bunch of shots off, which makes the third phase a little bit faster.
And Zeb very nicely and wisely taking damage from Mother Brain there through the baby Metroid, because once you're full on health, that baby Metroid will lock into position. So if you're too close to Mother Brain, it's possible you could soft lock. She just won't be able to hit the baby Metroid.
Toasty finding plasma, which is nice, will make starter charge beam a lot more viable for Mother Brain.
And that's going to be Mother Brain 3 down for Zeb. All he's got to do now is escape. Fingers crossed that he doesn't save the animals.
This is going to be a really nice time for Zeb. Anything sub 50 is a really good randomizer time. So it's going to be 48 something for Zeb.
As a note, even though in other versions of Total Randomizer, which this is based off of, the animals will not be the mystery either boss or Zeb escape again. It will just be regular vanilla animals. So no surprises there if you go down there. Zeb going up the parlor, almost to the ship. Very wisely choosing not to go save the animals.
I think in a tournament where there is money at stake, and you don't know if your opponent is done yet, I think not saving the animals is a smart call. All right, and GG Zeb finishing in an official SRL time of 48:23. It's a very good randomizer time. Congratulations. He'll be moving on in the bracket.
GG Zeb. As a note, for those that might not know, going on today, along with this tournament here at 9 p.m. Eastern, we are going to have a crowd control race between two of our runners. I know one of them is Antinemy. I can't recall who the other one is. Rumble, do you know?
Yeah, it's Galamaz.
Galamaz. It's going to be
Galamaz,
against...
the winner. Galamaz was the winner actually of the 2017, I think it was 17 randomizer tournament.
Yep.
Which is the first tournament that used totals logic that this is based off of.
And my understanding is that the proceeds from that will go to help fund the next tournament at SpeedGaming Live.
That is absolutely accurate, and we are joined here in chat with by Zeb. Zeb, GG, congratulations.
GG, Zeb. So how happy were you, Zeb, when you found Varia?
Not very happy.
Not very happy. Were you feeling behind at that point?
Yes. I made a lot of kind of dumb decisions. I was pretty sure the Toasty was actually
Yeah.
oh.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I made a lot of kind of dumb decisions. I was thinking I probably shouldn't check X-ray. It's a long check. One item promo is, I don't know. And then checking GT felt bad, and then getting stuck fire, that really sucked. So, but getting those the romp appeal power bombs, oh my god, that was so big.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, we were commenting on that. That it's entirely possible that those were the only power bombs available, and Toasty actually skipped that check and didn't try to get that second missile behind there, which ended up being power bombs. But luckily, found some in Big Pink.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed when there were some in Big Pink, because I was hoping that it would just be the Rompapee power bombs that were available.
That was actually a really nice check. I was really impressed by that. I knew that that could be done. I've never actually seen it, and I've never been able to do it. So getting back through a screw attack at the Green Hill Reserve location, that was really impressive.
Yeah, it was harder with speed. Without speed, it's not too bad. A lot without speed, but with speed and without high jump boots, like, that kind of messed me up, so I didn't get it for a little while. Took me a bit longer than I wanted it to.
Yeah, your routing ended up being really good. I don't know that there was any specific cosmic brain thinking you had in your routing, but Toasty ended up doing a little bit earlier Meridia, and then after Dragon going up to Rex Ship, which was almost completely empty. I think he found Spazer there and Space Jump, which were not that helpful.
Huh. What did you say his route was again? Sorry.
He went down. You both went through. He didn't get Edikun items, so he didn't have charge, but he went down Kraid and then went straight to Meridia, did Botwoon and Dragon, and then up to Rex Ship, did full cleared Rex Ship, and found basically nothing, and then finally went down and checked Bow Mountain and found Varia after doing.
Okay, so
Croc actually.
Yeah.
And honestly, with the items that Toasty had, like, he had all the tools to do that. Like I certainly can't blame him for wanting to go up and check Meridian when he's already got gravity, the full way to get through there. That's something I myself probably would have done, so I certainly can't fault his logic in that.
Yeah, I think every runner in this tournament is quite good, and so it's reasonable to take some gambles and try to find those items first. And the seed was certainly, it seemed, pushing people towards Meridian a little bit. You had really early speed, which opened up gravity almost immediately, and you know, that opens up all of Meridia basically, aside from Shack Tool. So not a terrible route, I think. Just so happened that everything was down instead of up.
And
Yeah.
Toasty gonna be getting a Mother Brain without full charge beam. So this is gonna be quite the fight here yet still.
Yeah, it does have 25 supers and plasma, so we'll have quite a bit. And has power bombs. Maybe, you know, maybe we'll see some special beam attacks. We didn't see them on Ridley, but we could see some plasma SBAs on Mother Brain.
I so hope to see a plasma SBA.
So I think without counting any other ammo, it's like, I want to say something like 144 shots with the plasma beam, with the baby charge.
That sounds right. It should be around 3 to 4 times what it would be with normal charge, and I think with just plasma, it's like 37, something like that.
It's 40
40. Oh, hey,
regular charge.
he did equip Spazer for baby skip and cleared out all of the stuff, and then unfortunately morphed before jumping, which I think we've all been there. You're trying to do that jump into morph to get the baby skip.
Yeah.
Instead you morph into jump, which if you don't have spring ball ends up with you just sitting on the ground getting grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact about baby skip for those of you that might not know this, you can actually get soft locked on it if you go through the door transition on the same frame you take your last tick of damage. It would cause Samus to kneel. Then she'll just be kneeling on the other side forever.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Toasty's not going for the speed Zeb skip either, so he's going to be using ammo to clear all these Zebs. It's going to leave him with almost no supers for the Mother Brain fight as well. Zeb, we know you're a Super Metroid speedrunner. Do randomizers have quite a good any percent time as well. Are there any other games that you speedrun or things that you do?
I basically just play Super Metroid.
That is not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
Considering playing some other games like getting into Super Mario Odyssey speedruns or Celeste, those are the two I'd really look at. But haven't really done it yet. So
very cool. All right, everybody, count up to 100 and what did we say? 130, 140, something like that.
So he used 3 supers, so that will reduce it by about. Should reduce it by like.
I'm gonna let you math people do this.
It reduced it by 5%, right?
Yeah. Yeah, by 7, I think. So I think there is like 137 shots or so. Yeah, I was really hoping that Toasty didn't get the Rump Appeal power bombs, and that the charge beam would like win me the game, because if he took the same route as me and he got charge beam, I think he would have won.
I think it would have been quite close. It's hard to say and I think this is a testament to kind of the dash logic is coming out of Pink Brinstar. There were a lot of options. You could have gone straight up to Wreck Ship. You could have gone to Meridia. You could have gone to Crate and down to Norfair. And when I think about what I would have done in that situation, honestly, like they all have strong advantages and good plays, and it's going to be, you know, it ends up just being kind of a flip of a coin of which way you decide to go.
Dash also, though, I feel like it heavily pushes you to go down, because especially with gravity, a lot of the time if you go down, you can clear Lord Norfair even if like Varia isn't down there or stuff like that. So I think it kind of pushes you to try to go down and do as much as you can down there and see if you can't clear Lord Norfair.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Probably
definitely
should do
optimal. I
it.
think if there's a route that you want to take, it's probably Kraid, Ridley, Dragon, Fantoon, right? And then
Yep.
skipping all wreck ship. That's the ideal randomizer route. And so this definitely provides the oh god, Toasty, what are you doing?
Like, you have the health for it, but jeez Louise. That's the second ketchup you eat.
Where he doesn't have the health for it.
Well, not anymore.
Well, he doesn't. Oh, he does have. I was thinking he didn't have Varia, but he did pick it up.
Toasty gonna lay those power bombs. Power bombs will prevent that from activating. Will prevent the rainbow beam from activating. Using
Nice.
his own rainbow beam.
Nice X-ray on Mother Brain, checking for just to make sure there's no anomalies in in the brain tissue. Good health check up there.
I mean, there's definitely spikes
Shaking
in
my
there.
head. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed I missed Baby Skip too. That's 2 races in a row that I missed Baby Skip in.
You were really close,
was
if
bad.
I remember right. Like I thought you were gonna get it, but you also
Yeah, I-
only had plasma and ice, which makes it a lot harder to clear out that.
Yeah, because I had plasma and ice only, I was trying to do it a bit faster, and I should have just kind of slowed down, taken my time, made sure to get the Baby Metroid circling around me. I jumped too high, and it screwed it up, so.
Mother Brain going to town on that baby Metroid there, y'all. Let's get those baby thumbs in chat for this poor baby Metroid here.
Taking a look at the bracket, I'm not sure if I think the Maniacal Cross Product match is actually going on right now, although it is not restreamed. You'll be taking on the winner of Maniacal 42 versus Cross Product. Any thoughts about those runners?
Very good runners. Not sure who I'd really pick between the two. Cross Product knows a lot of crazy kind of stuff. He loves doing that kind of crazy stuff, whereas Maniacal is a lot more kind of grounded, I'd say.
And Mother Brain's still healthy. X-ray clean.
Well, I mean, now she's just ahead, so a little bit less healthy there.
Yeah, I think. I think what you said could be said for just about everybody in the tournament, right? It's like, yeah, they're all good. Like, there's some of the names in this tournament are pretty crazy. So Zos, Aster, Zenny, like it's Sloters. Yep.
And all those people are on.
Oh, Toasty. Did he pick up Spring Bowl? He must have
I
picked it
don't
up.
think he did
Yep.
pick.
Oh, he did.
I guess we missed it. All right,
So it would be hard to miss it. I think that you forgot he has Spring Ball though. He was posting in chat, like asking how I got up worst room in the game. I think that-
Nice blue bomber. Sorry, go ahead.
If he had Spring Ball, he would have gone down and continued into Norfair. But because he didn't, because he didn't remember, I think that if he didn't remember, he may have decided not to, because he would need like a way up worst room in the game and Varia kind of.
Ooh, a left side spark. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yep.
Very nicely done. We'll see if Toasty decides to save the animals. I think if anybody
thank God.
does, it will be.
He made the right decision.
Oh, he's gonna go for triple Samus too. Oh, Eddie gets it.
Done.
Nicely done, Toasty. Finishing it with an official SRL time of 1:03:35. Congratulations, Toasty.
GG.
Nice run. GG.
GG, Toasty. We'll see if he comes in for an interview.
See where Wave was in the credits on my side?
I did not.
I did not.
I think it has to be at Spring Ball or Plasma. I think we're the only
Discover
things that weren't.
automatically matches.
Oh, hello, Discover.
I thought that was me.
I think it has to be at Plasma or Shack Tool. I think we're the only two items that weren't checked.
Do we have credits with this still? Like, I remember during the qualifiers they were.
Oh,
doing,
you're right.
I don't think we have credit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we have the item locations for this.
I know.
Because you're
We're
like
gonna.
encrypting the seeds, and that like gets rid of that, doesn't it?
I think part of the protection gets rid of the stuff. Don't worry though. Toasty's resetting and gonna check it. I think that's what he's saying.
OP Toasty.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Zeb. Moving on to the quarterfinals, round 2, facing the winner of
So-
Maniacal versus Cross Product.
Where Ice and Charge were. So Charge Beam was at Edicoon's, and I checked the Rompopil missiles with Screw Attack, and it was power bombs. Like get to Edicoon's right away with that.
Yep. And Ice, I think, was at either Wave or Speed.
Yeah, Ice was in Bubble Mountain somewhere.
Have the other matches concluded? Do we know who's going to be coming up next?
I am looking right now. I haven't. F. Oh.
F.
Sorry, F. I can't tell if this is people joking or not because it's Azure. So I won't say that. I don't know. I don't see any. Oh, it looks like Richmond won race 6 and I think the other races are going on. We do have also some races starting in about 15 minutes. The other half of round 1. So be on the lookout for that. We have 2 of those races are going to get restreamed. Currently, it's scheduled to be Azure versus Shiny Zenny, and I know I will definitely be watching that race. That is a super hyper. Azure does a ton of ROM hacks and a ton of randomizers, and Zenny has some of the most insane movement and tricks that of anybody in SM. Also, the RBO world record holder. We also have match 3 being restreamed, which is Zost versus Hero 82. So you've got the number 2 any percent runner in the world. You've got the RBO world record holder running soon. You've got the number 2 Super Metroid Impossible runner of the 2 people that have ever finished Super Metroid Impossible RTA. So you've got tons of options here. Zost versus Hero 82 also going to be a good match. Hero is a fantastic randomizer runner. Zost obviously having a movement advantage against literally everybody except maybe Behemoth, right? And even that, might just be a toss-up.
I'm actually super excited for the Zost versus Hero match. I think Hero's got a real chance to take the game off of Zost, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a match in the list where I could definitively, put money on something and be like, feel comfortable doing it. I think all of them are going to be fantastic. So make sure you check those out. Those are going to be on SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 4 at 1:30 Eastern.
In the meantime, make sure you guys go follow those runners before the next matches come about. Not just these 2 runners, but all the runners in this tournament. I only unfortunately have the links for these two. So here's Toasty's and Zeb's Twitch links. Make sure you go follow them. Make sure you go follow Rumbles as well. And I will see you all next mission.
Awesome. Thank you all. GG to Toasty and Zeb once again. I'll see you all later. I'll be hanging out around the tournament, doing some more commentary later. This is just the start of an exciting day. Thank you all. And always remember to be the person that your dog thinks you are.